Another gaming news day filled with excitement as we have PlayStation DualSense Edge controllers up for pre-order everywhere around the world. So if you haven't done that yet and you want that controller, I highly suggest you get to it as soon as possible. Outside of that, we are talking about a new God of War Ragnarok trailer, just going hands-on with the gameplay. We've got a Silent Hill 2 remake update and the PlayStation games for November being revealed via the same people who leak the monthly games pretty much every month at this point. Now, before we jump into all the juicy details, do me a favor, please hit that like button, subscribe, share the video. We are on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Now, let's talk about Silent Hill 2 Remake. We've got an update, and this comes from Bloober Team's president, and they say that they've been in development for 3 years with Silent Hill 2 Remake, and it has recently reached a late stage of development. Currently, the team is working on polishing various elements, so it looks like they're pretty far along. And they also say that the release date really largely depends on Konami. They don't have one that they are announcing themselves, but Konami is the one who's going to be the deciding factor, which is kind of weird. You think Bloober Team would know when their game is ready and they would have some say, but I guess not. And they are planning to share some information regarding the release date soon. And that's kind of all they say in regards to the release date. Bloober Team's president goes on to say that Silent Hill 2's remake's budget was entirely covered by Konami itself, so nobody else had a hand in funding this project. It was just Konami and Konami alone, which means that Sony obviously paid for that to be exclusive to their platform rather than having an actual involvement with the budget of the game itself, which is sometimes seen with Street Fighter, for example. But Konami has money. I don't see why they would need a hand in trying to develop a game. And they are actually expecting to sell several million units of Silent Hill 2 Remake, which is another interesting thing because they are expecting it to be a blockbuster, really, in a lot of ways. This is going to be on PS5 and on PC. So I'm curious how this game will do in the long run. I mean, it's really going to depend on how good the game is. It's Bloober Team. The medium was very, very mid, if I can just put it politely. And so I think if they knock it out of the park with Silent Hill 2 Remake, then yes, it'll do fantastic. But if it's on the same tier as the medium, then we're probably not going to see it do too well. So I think it's going to be very dependent on how the game is. But again, it's one of those games that has the structure of it done. The story, the direction that they want to go in with the game as a whole is all kind of already done in a way. So they just got to build upon that. So it gives them a head start on that in that way. And that gives me hope that maybe the game will be a lot better. Next up, we are talking about God of War Ragnarok. We got a brand new trailer, and it's a gameplay trailer just focusing on the gameplay. And my goodness, does it look awesome. It looks like they've changed a lot. They've done some new stuff with the DualSense as well, with haptic immersion. You know, as usual, you expect that with Sony's first party. They're going to really take advantage of the DualSense in any tech that they have. There are more versatile combat options as well. They're going to make this a little more intricate than, say, the previous game, which was still great as well. But we've already heard that the combat is going to be that next step up, that next level that we expect from a follow-up of God of War 2018. And there's going to be verticality to it in a way as well, so it's looking interesting. I'm very curious how this is going to turn out once I play it. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I'd be surprised if I didn't, but it does need to be a huge step up in a way because you don't really want to repackage the same game, and I don't think they have. Based on what I've read, and I don't read too much because I don't want to spoil the game for myself, it sounds like they've really taken it a step up, and people are very happy with the gameplay and the storytelling and all of those other things. I don't want to dive too deep into all this. If you want to go see the trailer, go check it out. I also don't want to spoil anything for anybody. You know, spoilers, they have their own definition depending on the person. So you got to check it out if you're interested in that. But if you really want to go in this blind, I suggest maybe not checking out the trailer. But if you do want to know what you're in for, hey, check it out. It's really entertaining. It's a great trailer. And I personally think it did a good job representing what Ragnarok will be in terms of a gameplay perspective. Next up, we are talking about the free PlayStation games for November. And they have leaked once again. As usual, you know that the games leak ahead of time every single time. And they are always correct. Almost always, I will say. There might be the odd time that there were one or two games that were not the exact same, or there were changes in the middle just before they showed them. But for the most part, they're almost always correct. And the games are Neo 2 for PS5 and 4, Lego Harry Potter Collection for PS4, and obviously you can get on PS5, and Heavenly Bodies PS5 and PS4. So these are going to be the free games for November. I mean, you know, some good games there. If you like Harry Potter, there you go. You got the Lego collection. Neo 2 is great. It's a very good series. Difficult, but good. And Heavenly Bodies being the last one, which is, you know, it's an indie game. So it depends. Some people love these kind of games. I don't know. That'll pretty much be up to preference. But it's a free game nonetheless. So exciting times. Everybody will have something to play in November if you aren't able to get yourself God of War Ragnarok. Or maybe you don't want it. Maybe you're not interested in that game, which I guess I would say you're missing out. But hey, everyone's got their own preference. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of the Silent Hill 2 remake update? What do you think of the God of War trailer? And lastly, how do you feel about these games? Let me know in the comments. Are you interested in any of these free games for November, or are you just going to be playing God of War Ragnarok anyway, so it won't matter? As always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, like, share the video. You can follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And I will talk to you guys all on the next one. Take care.